Before I had mainly one product with 10 variations and selling only in the US, in Amazon US. And after working together less than 6 months now, we have launched three new products and we have expanded to Canada and to Europe. That was great because now I had a team that is expert on both like the operations but also the expansion. So looking forward to harvesting some of those results in a way that it's hard to tell, but I feel that if it wasn't because of the work that the Full Circle agency has done and the way that we are working together, probably we would be today in a very bad position. I think PPC is much more efficient today. So yeah, I believe I'm super happy with the work, and I think this is the right platform to grow much more.
All right, Salo, can you go ahead and briefly describe your business and tell us what you do?
Sure. So I'm Colombian living in Mexico, and I have a brand that sells mainly on Amazon on the toys category. We do home and baby products.
All right. And can you tell us a little bit about where you were before and how and after working with us in terms of the growth of your brand?
Sure. Before I had mainly one product with 10 variations, and selling only in the US, in Amazon US. And after working together less than 6 months now, we have launched three new products, and we have expanded to Canada and to Europe. Um, that is promising, and we just started doing so that was great because now I had a team that is expert on both like the operations but also the expansion. So looking forward to harvesting some of those results.
Awesome. And can you describe what your process was like before working with us? Like, how did you manage your Amazon account, your PPC, looking into expansion? How was that done before?
So I was able to manage the business myself alone. Like I did outsource some parts, like for example, design and PPC. I worked with another agency, just focused on PPC. Um, and I think I would say that it was definitely not optimal, and it got me to probably lose sight of important parts of the business and details, competitors getting in, losing like a position on some keywords, and maybe not optimizing PPC and spending a lot probably. Today, I think we have much like everything much more under control and independent of like let's say macro situations or market things that we cannot control. I think we are in a much better position in every part of the business. In like day-to-day operations, launching PPC, and other strategies that have helped to position ourselves better.
Right on. Thank you. And what were some of the main challenges you had faced before when you were doing it on your own?
I think like daily operations, very slow on launching new products and the right strategy to do so. A lot of like waste in PPC probably, and I would say lack of lack of control. I would say I think as I was saying before, like new competitors coming in and not understanding exactly how were they competing, keywords where we were losing positioning. I would say more detailed operation that is so important in a market that is changing and like where we're like always facing more and more risks.
Got it. And how has your process for those specific things changed since working with us? How do you feel about those daily operations and those other things that were a little tedious for you?
I mean, I feel very good. I think we are like we have almost everything under control. We can do much more, right? We can expand. We can do more products. We have expanded to five different countries after we started working together because we can have better reach. I think we have navigated like difficult times in terms of both the product and the market, in a way that it's hard to tell, but I feel that if it wasn't because of the work that the Full Circle agency has done and the way that we are working together, probably we would be today in a very bad position. I don't know if even like trying to like even thinking about closing the product or the account. And I think we are there. We're profitable and looking forward to expand. So I think that the change has been big. I think PPC is much more efficient today, even under like harder conditions. We gain our best seller batch again back. We gain it back. Um, we're doing different strategies where our keywords are ranking much better. Just starting to have more visibility first, and then ranking them better. So yeah, I believe I'm super happy with the work, and I think not only we would have been in a worse situation, but I think this is the right platform to grow much more.
Yeah, man, it was great to see you guys get that bestseller badge. That was exciting. Can you describe your time commitment required from your end now that you're working with us, and what responsibilities you're taking care of now versus then?
Yeah, I keep doing just because I decided to. I mean, the team could do it, but I've decided to keep managing the relationship with the suppliers. The team is helping on the supply chain, at least with information and suggestions consistently. Um, I've taken out from other platforms things that cost money, like reimbursements or like asking for reviews, like tools. All of that we're saving, just like a direct save. We're being much more like efficient in PPC as we said. And I think I'm spending less time in the day-to-day operations, not only because, I mean, it's good to spend less time and focus it on more strategic stuff and growth and all of that, but because the team does it much better. It's not only a matter of time, allocation. Is who is better to do what, and I think the team does it much better, has more experience, is doing it more efficiently, faster, and better. So even like without the time saving or the ability to have time to do something else, and it's very important. It's just being done better.
Good, good, man. And do you feel like you have more time to work on the business instead of in the business?
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it.
Nice.
100%. And finding resources, financing, and to be able to grow and thinking about it strategically, being able to assist different type of events, like learn more, and I think that's super important. Before it was very hard to do.
Great, great. Based on the results so far, where do you see the business in the next 6 to 12 months?
Um, in what sense?
Like I know we've got some products queued up or already launched for you, so hopefully we'll see some revenue growth out of those, and just be able to capture some more market share in that niche, right? I know you and I also talked a little bit about some other product opportunities kind of outside the brand, but I think those pins that you launched, right? Like those will hopefully go well, get those things ranked and get some revenue coming in. And then any the new initiatives like in the global marketplaces and stuff like that, like what are you expecting to see from those things?
Yeah, definitely. I expect to see important growth and important impact, I would say, on profitability. Because as you become more efficient, every additional dollar on the top line impacts much more the bottom line. So yeah, I definitely expect, I would say, growth in revenue, growth in profitability, but something that is very important, both from launching new products and new geographies, is de-risking a little bit. Like
Hmm.
I was very much concentrated, and I think being able to diversify both in products and in geographies is crucial. Actually, we saw how risky it is, for example, to have all of your business based in the US, from the
Right.
tariff situation, a lot of that. So, for example, being able to have a decent channel and market share in Europe and a little bit in Canada and also other types of products and so on, I think is super important. So, looking forward to that.
Definitely. Yeah, it's always nice to spread yourself out a little bit. What surprised you about working with us? And, did you have any misconceptions before you started that you kind of something that you look differently at now that you've been working with us for a while?
Yeah, I think, and it's a great question. I think when you are an Amazon seller, and especially you have grown alone, let's say, or just doing small parts here and there, I think either hiring people or working with an agency like Full Circle is perceived as a big risk, right? I'm gonna be sharing permissions, I'm gonna be sharing a lot of the operation, a lot of the knowledge, and so on. Um, I had that decision to make. Do I hire people to work only on the company, or do I go to this like partner? And I think it was definitely the right decision. Um, yeah, I think it's much more scalable for sure. The people are already trained, managed,
Yeah,
and experts on what they do. So you take that out for sure. And I think those fears of sharing a lot of your account, your knowledge, and so on. At least with you guys, I mean, they don't have any consequence. I'm not afraid of for sure of doing it. I think the team is super professional, and I think it only adds more. I'm every day I'm sharing more of everything. Like everything like, in terms of suppliers, profitability, whatever. I think it only adds up. So I think there's no risk there that I thought maybe they could be, but there's not.
great, great. And then what about I talk to a lot of people who they really want someone who's going to manage the day to day stuff, but also help strategically and like setting the vision for where not only where maybe you think the brand or product should go, but the opportunities that we see and kind of where we think you should go. Do you feel like you're getting both of those things, the strategy and the day to day management?
Yeah, 100%. And I would say in all of those, let's say, parts, from very, very operational to very, very strategic, I think there's someone in the team or more than one person in the team that knows much more than me, so and I think that's great. So knows more and has more experience and so on. So if I want to have if we need to get something done on a very, very operational level, it's gonna get done much better. And definitely we've had a lot of strategic discussions and yeah, and um paths that we're gonna go together were like complementing me is so important, right? Pushing back or taking an idea and making it happen in every level of where we are operating. So yeah, it's not only about that is possible, but I think it's possible with people that are much better than me, for sure.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I got one more question for you, or two more. If someone's on the fence about working with us, what would you tell them?
If someone's on the fence,
Yeah,
um, I'll tell them that I'll tell them that for sure they can find uh, a way to try it out, both from the economic part, but also the operational and onboarding part. Um, and I would say that something that I also thought could be quote unquote expensive is the transition. I would say that the test could be pretty easy. So I would just like encourage anyone that is on the fence to try it out, to find where they feel comfortable in terms of like starting. I think we did that, especially with Unique. We defined not because of me, but probably because of you guys. You were onboarding a lot of clients at that time. So you didn't have so much room. So we said we're gonna focus the first 2 months on these two parts of the business,
Yep.
only for this product. And then we're gonna, as we grow, we're gonna take more and more. And that was perfect because also for me, the transition like that was better, right? So
Yeah.
we got to know each other, and it's pretty easy to then switch back. I would say there's always a cost, but I don't see a huge cost here. Um, so I would encourage anyone to just try it for 3 to 6 months, and probably you won't go back.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Is there any other final thoughts you'd like to tell anyone that ends up listening to this?
Um, Maybe I would just add that I really enjoy working with you guys. Everyone on the team, I enjoy it. Like it's a fun when we do the weekly meetings or ad hoc meetings for a specific topic or whatever. I just like everyone. I enjoy talking to everyone. It's a great. It's weird because I've been working my whole life in so many different types of companies and scenarios, um, and it's weird to have like an agency where I see you guys as partners, and we see the way we work is as partners 100%. Where it feel like, like it's like people that, I mean, it usually takes years to build these type of relationships, and you need to be in an office together, like this is a weird scheme, I would say. But for me, it has been surprising how I feel like, that is my team. It's like
Yeah.
my team. I don't mean because I don't. My team means I'm part of the team. It's like sometimes I feel in a way that I want to help if I can with other accounts. Like this. It has. I think the way it has never happened. Of course, they have. No one has shared with me anything. But I mean, it's like when you build those relationships, and it's just about like, okay, let's help each other. We're all going to the like towards the same goals. I
Yeah.
enjoy it very
Awesome.
much.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm happy to hear that. That's the we always try and strive for that relationship. And you're a super active client. Like you're always in. You're in there with us. So I think that's part of the reason why that develops so fast. But
Yeah.
that's one thing I love about my job too. Is like I get meet guys like you, and we have a lot of great team members as well. But there's a lot of cool people in this space, and I get to connect with them pretty regularly. So
Yeah, and people, and in the team is has people from all parts of the world, and that's also great. You learn so much. Sometimes we have an hour meeting, we spend 20 minutes just like talking about like each other, and our stuff, our countries, our families, and that's also great. I mean,
yeah,
it's nice. I learn a lot, and uh, it's incredible. I don't know how you guys do it, but it's incredible how, even though everyone is sitting in a different time zone and country, it works. I mean, there's if there's urgent things, there's someone that answers. If there's strategic stuff too, there's always a good time to meet.
yeah.
Probably the team does a big effort, but it works.
Yeah, we try to, man. Thanks. That's a lot of good feedback. I appreciate you taking the time to do that for us.
Of course.